落ちてたわ、下に。
本当。
ないなと思ったんだよね。
Good evening.
いる
No. Excuse me. Good evening. Right. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hiromi will be with us soon. How is everybody this evening? Christmas is coming closer. I hope you have done your Christmas shopping. Hiromi will tell you all about it. Okay, every week we always start the same way. Bata bata. Bata bata desu ne, Hiromi. Well, 今日はMax bata bata.
こんばんは。よいしょと。こんばんは。
Today, this week has just been unbelievably.
眩しいこれ。
眩しいね。
なんかね、ちょっと待って。
You're getting sunburn. So,
口紅も忘れちゃった。いいや。
On a scale of 1 to 10, Hiromi, how bata bata was today?
11.
笑うしかない。
そうですね。
非常に泣きたいんですけど。
もう今日何なんだ。なんかさ、やだね。たまにはこう、ほら、コロナの時のライブ配信が懐かしい気がしますけどね。なんか、
For me?
ね。
Was that the snack you just gave me?
No, I don't know. ここで見ないの。すいません。鏡じゃないっつうの。すいません。なんだ。
そっか。What did you say?
ちょっとなんだっけ。そう、コロナの時はゆっくりやったけど。
So, in case you didn't know, we're moving house. We've been living in this wonderful location here in Komazawa for 9 years. And we're about to relocate, family and all, to Chuoku. So if there's anybody watching this from Chuoku, please say, hi, I'm in Chuoku, neighbor. Because we will be neighbors very, very soon, by the end of the year.
そうですね。ちょっと引っ越しのこともあったり、私もちょっとね、いろいろコロナなんですけど、出かけなきゃいけなかったりとかが。
So it's very exciting, but it's very stressful. Fun, but doki doki. Lots of phone calls.
すごいね。そうですね。
And they're usually long.
うん。
You know, to electricity companies.
電話が鳴りっぱなしっていう。
ね。
そうそう。まあでもそれはね、いいんですけれども、今クリスマス企画をやってまして、専科の1と2、The Basic Elements と The Preschool Activities の方を特別にね、ちょっと、プレゼントということで、長い期間。
Available for viewing?
25日まで見ていただけるようにしております。で、たくさんのね、先生方が申し込んでくださって、本当にありがとうございます。
And we've got some really nice feedback.
そうそうそう。で、ライブで受けて、またその後、後視聴のね、先生方にもたくさん、感想いただいたんですけど、今日もなんか、嬉しいコメントをいただきまして、なんと、全宇宙の英語講師がベーシック。じゃあ全地球か。宇宙じゃない、宇宙じゃない。ちょっと言い過ぎた。ごめんなさい。宇宙なわけはないね。
全宇宙の講師。
宇宙じゃない。そうそうそうそう。そうそう。
Wow. So it's the best.
そう、
the
basics は、その全地球の英語講師の方が知っておくべきことだと思います。ベーシックなのにこれが抜けている場合がいかに多いことか。嬉しいことが書いてあります。 ありがとうございます。そうなんですよ。なんか、LINE の方でも書かせてもらったんですけど、The Basic Elements ということで、これから教える先生に絶対、もう、基本的なことと思って、お話をしてたんですが、意外と、これから英語を教える先生じゃない、今の先生。
Yeah.
でも、すごくキャリアの長い先生も、いや、これは絶対見ておいた方がいいってすごい言ってくださって。
There's something we need to be clear on. Yes, it's very basic information for beginning teachers.
Right.
But the reason maybe so many experienced teachers are getting something from this particular seminar is because we are dealing with これから right? Not the basic elements of English education that has been up to now.
そうね。
So in that respect, it's great for beginning teachers, but also for experienced teachers to maybe rethink the way they have been approaching their lessons.
そうそう。で、それ、なんかこう、ほら、次世代型英語教育っていう名前でやってるのもあるし、やっぱ先を見てっていうのがベースにあるから、まあ、私たちの中では当たり前に、それがファンダメンタルとして、こう、次世代型を教育を作っていってるので、当たり前な感じだったんですけど、でもすごくやっぱり立ち返って、それこそ back to basics じゃないけれども、見直す。で、その basics もさっきね、マシュが言ったみたいに、今までのベースじゃなくって、新しくするためのベースっていうふうに捉えてもらうと、確かにそうだなっていうのは感じますね。でね、うちのリピート生、アップリフト生の先生がインスタにちょっと上げてるのを見たんだけど、先生もアップデートしなきゃねっていう。そう、Mac とかさ、こういう PC とかってどんどんこうアップデートして新しくなっていくじゃない？でも教育もアップデートしなきゃねっていう。時代とともに。で先生もアップデートしていかなきゃねみたいなのがあって、本当にそうだなと思ってね。日々私たちも、常に進化していけるように、ちょっと研究して分析して、またマシュがレッスンでやってみて、みたいなことを日々繰り返しているので、ここにまたね、どんどん。
Well, I think one of the biggest difference between the basics of English teaching in the past and the basics of English teacher from now towards the future. Good evening. Is the what for is different. We always talk about not how to, but what for. So, you know, with regards to pretty much every action that we take and everything that we say in the classroom. Chara Sensei, good evening. There is a what for behind it. And up to now, many teachers have never really thought that much about the what for. And if they have, then it's been very clear. It might be passing test scores or to make junior high easier or to get ACAN or something. So that what for and our what for, or if you look at the future, what the needs of the future are going to be, then the what for is very different.
So what for is very different っていうかね、その what for を徹底的に追求するのよ。なぜテストが良くなきゃいけない？何のためって突き詰めていくとね、本当のことがわかると思うんだよね。でね、この English Uplift は、養成講座0期の時からもう what for ってすんごいうるさく言ってるんですよ。
But that's the base of what people can change.
そうなの。で、what for を徹底的に追求するっていうのを、まあ、うちはやってるんだけど、今回ね、ちょっと余談っていうかあれなんだけども、うちの、その次世代型子ども英語講師養成講座の中では、英語教育以外にもね、学ぶことがあって、実はマーケティングっていう、セッションがあるんですよ。で、マーケティングは、まあ、プロのね、
What for?
そう、方を。
Why do we have the marketing part in the course, Hirumi?
だから何のために先生は教室やってるのかっていうところ、ね。で、 マーケティングにゲスト講師を呼んでお話ししてもらったんだけど、まあ、この先生もね、what for な人なんですよ。もの非常に気が合う。事務局の香織先生からの紹介だったんですけど、もう前からね、絶対会ってほしい、絶対会ってほしいって言われて会ってから、話したらもう止まらない。ものすごい気が合う。業界違うのに、同じこと、やっぱ本質は一緒なんだなと思って。
Very interesting, isn't it?
そうそう。
He's not a teacher at all.
No. でもね、やっぱ彼をね、やっぱり呼びたいって、いうのもよく分かったし、ぜひ呼びましょうっていうことで、今回ね、3時間ぐらい、話していただいたんですけどね、よかったなと思いますね。やっぱこれからの時代。
Again, the feedback from that particular session from the teachers who joined it was fabulous.
そう。なんかね、これから小手先のハウツーではダメだなとか、小手先のハウツーにこだわる人は、私からすると生きにくくなるなと思うんですよ。新しい時代を。なんていうのかな、固定概念っていうか、古いね、ビリーフに縛られている人たちっていうのは、今ちょうど時代がね、本当にちょうど変わる過渡期にいるんですよ。で、そこをちょっと古い考え方の小手先のhow to でやってる人たちは、息苦しくなるなっていうか、なんだろうな。苦しくなるんじゃないかなって本当に思うんですよね。でもその中でも非常に面白いロックなマーケティングを。これね、よくわかんないと思うんですよ。初めて見る人はね。もし Facebook やってる方いたら、ぜひ私の Facebook の投稿を見てください。どんなロックかわかると思う。なんかみんな、どんなロックかって変な話ですけどね。でも非常に良かったなと思って。でも本当ね、また思い出しちゃった。マーケティング講座で、実はリピート生がね、半分やってくれるんですよ。
Isn't that fantastic?
もうね、また泣いちゃったね。なんかまた泣いちゃったねってなんだけど、なんか前回からリピート生にマーケティングを。
早苗先
生、ロックしてる。指が。こんばんは。そう、なんかリピート生がね、もうすごいんですよ。なんかね、言葉にできない。なんか、美しいなと思って感動しちゃう。で、ああいうのを見るとね、いろんなことを思い出すんですよ。この講座をやろうと思った時のこと。ね。そんなんダメじゃないとか言って、マシは結構、最初の頃はネガティブでね、内容はいいと思うけど、受けてくる人いるのみたいな。
あった。確かに。
そう。いや、でもこれはやるんだ、みたいな感じで。
や
るしかないって、最初はね、いいけどね、みたいな感じだったよね。
That's right.
いいけどね、って言って、どうかな、みたいな。
Right.
人来ないんじゃないみたいな。
Good evening, みのり先生。
って言ってね、やや私がやるんだっていうのをちょっと大丈夫なのみたいな。本当にしてくんのみたいな感じで言ってたんですよ。でもよかったね、やって。っていうのを思い出して、で、そう思い出すと何をするかというと、0期のね、一番最後の日に撮った、感想ビデオ。この講座どうでしたかっていうインタビューをね、撮ったのを今 YouTube に上げてるんですけど、0期のね。あれをね、また見返すんです。こっから始まったなっていうね。そう。
Yeah, we were very blessed, if you like, to, at Zeroki, to accept 4 very brave teachers to apply for our 養成講座。0期。
よく来てもらってく
Yeah.
れたよね。で、その0期の先生に残ってるね、リピートをずっと続けてる先生がなんと今、事務局をやってるっていうね。
Yeah.
で、しかもなんかもうすごいみんなから尊敬される先生になって。
And it's grown and grown and grown since then. So we know that we are doing something that is important.
うん。
Also, I'm happy for us too that since Zeroki, we have made the contents better,
うんうん。
smoother,
うんうん。
more efficient, and we've been able to improve the koza. The overall
うん。
the overall contents are pretty much the same. We've added things, but it's gone much deeper and it's gone much more smoother.
そうね。やってる内容はそんなに大きく変わってるわけではないけど、まあ、ちょっとずつ改良したりとか、もうちょっとこうしようかなとか。
It's very much improved. Every time we do it, we look for ways to improve it, and it's getting a lot better. So we're very excited to be able to say that we're doing Gorky.
そうですね。今月中にね、また5期の募集を始めようかなと思ってます。で、4期はね、ちょっとだいぶ変えたんですよ。
4期もいいよね。今回も。
すっごい。
すごいね。
4期すごい、本当に、なんか最初、なんかね、面白いっていうかあれなんだけど、この講座に飛び込んでくるときって、本当に清水の舞台が取り寄れるような気持ちでね、なんか、えいやーって来る人が多いんですよ。だから不安だったりとか、私大丈夫なのかなとか、本当についていけるのかなみたいな不安な気持ちでね、スタートされる方がほとんどなんですけど、もう今先生たちの顔が明るいもんね。ビフォーアフターがね、面白いんですよ、この講座。
But again, it's the repeaters that help make that. It's the support from the repeaters that
リピートの先生、本当感謝しますよ。で、そうそう。で、4期からセッションを増やしたり、で、あとはちょっと、こう、なんていうのかな、これから先生目指すとかいうのも、こう、4期の中にはね、今回特別に、入れたことによって、ベーシックもやらなきゃなって言って、この専科ができちゃったんで、もうなんか、4期受講生は、本科も専科も全部受けて、ものすごい忙しくなって、もうアップしてんじゃないかなと思って、逆に申し訳ない気もするんですけど、でも、私たちも、ね、できるだけ、もう休みないよね。何してるんだっていう感じですけど、まあでも、やっぱりね、ここで先生たちがマインドが変わるか変わらないか、ものすごい大事なとこだと思って、私たちにできることは何でもやろうって言って、コミットしてね。なので今回本科もセッション増え、専科も4個やりみたいな感じでいますけども。
So here we are, middle of December. The end of the year is approaching. And all in all, Corona aside, this has been a pretty good year.
本当ね。
It's been a year of growth.
そうね。
And so, personally, with this move to Chuoku and the year ahead, which is going to be another very, very exciting year, I'm going to be the director of a new preschool.
Bright Up ね。
Yeah. In collaboration with Playgroup Kiba.
しの先生。
しの先生。
かわいい。そうそう、ブライトアップもすごい楽しみですね。
Right. And so, there's that. And not just the preschool, but also together with Playgroup Kiba, the afternoon classes, the after school. Older kids classes, we've been in a lot of discussions with that, and we've been speaking to the parents of those kids, and more waku. So excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So this year is going to be, or next year rather, it's just going to be huge again.
そうね。私もね、なんかいろんなことを考えてて、いろんなアイデアがあるんだけど、今も何して2人ともものすごい激忙しい時期で、
Yeah.
ただ来年になったらね、ちょっと本当に。
But we're because if you think about it, well, this is just all preparation for next year. Preparation for next year. Then it doesn't feel so stressful. It feels like, well, we're busy, but can't wait to get going.
生徒も保護者もワクワクしてます。
Yeah, great. And it's going to be another big year of development for me personally, because I will be in a totally totally new environment, but a new environment involving much younger kids than I have been used to working with. My preschool is currently 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and 6-year-olds, but from next April, the majority of the kids in Brightside will be 3, which is a whole new ball game.
もう本当に初めて一番ちびちゃんっていうかね、からやるのは。まあでもそれもね、また面白いね。
I think so. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but at the same time, I wonder what's waiting for me. I wonder what's waiting for me or for us. For us as a team of teachers there, but also for us as a class with the kids. And it's going to be...
楽しんでね。
Yeah. And then when you think about those kids in the following year, and the following year, and the following year, if you look at the long term, I think it's going to be amazing.
ねえ、楽しみだね。
And so Bright Up itself will be open for visitors to come and study. Is that right?
English Uplift 生ね。
English Uplift 生。Right.
そう。
Right. So, come and have a look. It's going to be fantastic.
English Uplift 生は実習もできるようにしたいと思っているので、ぜひね。
Again, Playgroup Kiba have been very, very supportive. Very supportive of us. And very...
いやでもね、本当みんなよ。アプリフト生みんなが、もうリピート生もそうだけど、受講もね、もう 4期の私たちも本当感謝だよね。ありがたいなって、それで本当頑張っている先生見ると本当美しいなと思います。はい、ということでですね、いろいろ話をしましたが。
What's today's topic?
ね。
For discussion. What did
ちょ
you
っとその前にさ、ちょっと思ったんだけど、4期があと2回で終わるんだよね。早いね。
早い。
あと2回で4期が終わるっていう、なんて早いんでしょうっていう。しかも、次のセッションは、初めてインディペンデントに作ったセッションで、中学校のね、中学生に教える英語、ここまで目指そうぜっていうのをね、今回初めてやるので楽しみにしていてください。
Yes. Can't wait for that one.
そうね、楽しみにしてください。あと、ちょっと最初のうちに告知じゃないけど、今度の日曜日にね、Picture Books。
専科。
そう、in class があります。専科のね、絵本セミナーがあります。で、今回は、English Uplift 生のね、ゆり先生を講師にして、やっていただきますので、皆さん本当に楽しみにしてください。ものすごい素晴らしい先生なので、絵本ね、の使い方、こんな風にできるんだっていうのを、ぜひ、学んでいただきたいなと思います。まだ、受け付けてますので、興味がある方はお申し込みください。はい。というわけで、今日のトピックいきましょうか。
はい。By the way, how much battery do you have? Not battery to go.
なんかピンって言ってる。
Yeah, I just heard a ping.
なんか怖いね。ちょっと消しとこうかね。今のを消
し Yeah, where's the percentage?
なんかね、73。
Okay.
ギリギリかな。ちょっと止まりそうになったら強制終了しちゃうかもしれないけど。
頑張ります。
はい。で、今日のトピックは、リーディングの時に子供たちはストラテジーを使ってますかっていうトピックです。で、この
Who chose this topic? Who chose this topic for tonight?
リーディングって言ったのはあなただったけど、トピックを書いたのは私です。なんか、ディベロップメントみたいな感じでごまかそうとしてたからさ。
No.
でもね、今回ね、とっても大切なことで、よくマシュが言っている、その、ストラテジ
ー。Yeah. I like teaching reading to kids.
So,
I like it a lot. And the other day, I was having dinner with our youngest daughter.
Yeah.
And there was something on the table, like a package of food, something. And she was reading the Japanese. And she came across a kanji that she had never seen before or read before. But she was able to read it. And I said to her, wow, that's fantastic. You can read that kanji? Because I don't think you've learned that. She's only second grade, right? And she said, well, she goes, I've never seen it before. And I said, so how come you were able to read it? She goes, well, I was looking at the hiragana around it. And then the fact that it came last in this particular sentence, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but she could read it because of its positioning in the...
そうそう。その前後の文を読んでね、前後の関係を読むと、こういうことを言ってるんだろうなっていうので読めたってことね。そうそう。
Right. And I said to her, yeah, that's how I do it too. When I read Japanese, obviously I can't read everything, but more or less I can make pretty good guesses. Oh, that's probably that because of the context and maybe I've heard people say this before.
Right.
And the positioning and the amount and basically what the hiragana is at the end.
Right.
So the information that you need isn't always in here, but it's around it. And so I thought that was really good strategy.
そう、それね、冷静に考えるとね、その私たちこうグローンアップの日本人でもちょっと難しい本を読んだり新聞を読んだりするときにこうちょっと読みにくい感じとかやっぱあるんだよね。だけれども意味はわかるし、あ、こういうこと言ってるんだろうなっていうのはわかるよね。でもそれってやっぱストラテジーっていうか内容を取るために読んでるからね。
Right.
そう。一言一句をその読んでるんじゃなくて、こういうこと言ってるからこういうこと書いたんだろうなみたいなことを、やっぱり思いながら読んでるのね。
Right.
その字面を一個ずつさ、構成化して読んでるわけじゃなくって、やっぱり読むという行動は音読するとかそういうことじゃなくて、情報を取るために読むっていうのが前提になるから、ね。
Now, I think our elder daughter doesn't apply the same strategy.
そうね。彼女はどっちかっていうと一個一個。
What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? And I'm like, you don't have to know what everything says. Just look around and maybe it says this, maybe it says that.
まあそれはほら得意不得意なね、文字を読むのが苦手な子とかもいるので何とも言えないんだけども、まあ基本的に読むっていうことは
情報を得るため and strategy is important.
そう。これね、本当に当たり前のことだと思いません？本当に当たり前なことだと思うんだけれど、なんか英語教育になると、ストラテジーよりも一個一個。
That's right.
一個一個。
Yeah. This says this, this says this, this says this, this
says this. to は
this.
ここにかかるとか、that はここにかかるとかさ。You know? なんかこう、やっぱりなんか構造を意識してたり、ここにはなんか前置詞が、at が入るとかさ。なんかこう、一個一個なのね。しかもその、reading comprehension っていうのも、reading comprehension っていうか、それコンプレヘンションみたいなね。なんかよくわからない質問が出てきたりとか、英語がわかってるかを問う、クエスチョンが多くて、内容にあんまフォーカスしてなかったですよね。
So, the last session we did in the Yosei Koza focused on grammar. Now, in a way that's similar, that so often grammar is taught just as grammar, but not with any regards to strategy. What it could mean, or what it could be, or why this rule is like this.
possibility をね。
Right.
いろんなその possibility を自分の中で考えなこうかなとか、こうだからそうなのかなみたいな。
Right.
そういうのやっぱりやった方がいいし。
The strategy is important. Now, sometimes maybe the word strategy is a bit hard for people to comprehend. So what do you mean by strategy with reading? Or what do you mean? Well, we just gave the example with our daughter and her kanji. But when it comes to English, well, I just picked up one of my favorite books from the Springboard series at the supermarket.
よく出すね、これ。
よく出します。I think it gives...
わかりやすいからね。
わかりやすいし、and it gives a lot of... There are very many good examples of what I think are important to know about reading, about how kids learn, and about how we teach. Interesting, isn't it? Just
But
one
yeah.
little book, but
Process is important.
right.
うん。
So when it comes to, let's just have a look at this book, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At the supermarket, all right? At the supermarket.
こうするとね、見にくいから、こうやって読んでくる。読める？
Hey, hey, we get the milk. So we've got 4 words here. We get the milk on this side, and the picture of a supermarket with mum getting some milk. We get the milk. Hey, the next one is we get the butter.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is we get the meat. We get the bread. We get the jam. Looks like I've memorized the book. It's not. I'm looking in the reflection here. I can see the image here. We get the bananas. We get the carrots. We get the bill. Now, if you're going to teach a young learner how to read this book, what do you think is an important strategy for that child to know, or for that child to apply to her reading, his or her reading? I think you would agree that the first thing that they should know is that the picture matches the English. Okay. The second thing I think you would want the student to realize is that the first 3 words are the same on every page. Now, sometimes the kids don't realize that. And so they go, they struggle with this. You help them with the first page. And yeah, we get the milk. Okay, great. Next page. And they go, and so they struggle with this one, thinking that it's whole new English that they've never seen before. So in order to have them realize it's the same, I take them back. All right, let's read this one again. We get the milk, okay? And then you have them focus on individual words. What's this one? Milk. What's this one? Get. What's this one? We. What's this one? The. Okay, good. One more time. We get the milk. What was this one? We. Then you go to the next page. What's this? What's this one? We. Good. What's this one? We. What's this one? We. So you focus on the first word for now. Let them know that the first word is all the same. Then you go back and get. And then they're like, oh, okay, we get it's all the same. Then they realize that only the last word is changed. And the last word is the same as the picture. So this is what we mean by having them be aware of there is a strategy.
Right. そのね、ストラテジー、今の話を聞いて思ったんだけど、やっぱり先生が前と一緒だよって言っちゃダメなんですよ。
そうなんです。
それ言ったらストラテジーにならないから。
そう。
なんかあれって思うようにするようにはいいんだけど、ほら、見て、ここにもあるでしょみたいなことを言ってしまうと、良くないっていうか、私は言わない方がいい。
ちょっともったいない。
今みたいにね、もちろん we から we やってもいいんですよ。でも、2ページ目に行って読めなかったら1枚めくってもう一回読もうってやって、次また開いたときに形が一緒だなっていうのにピンときたらもういけるはずなんですよ。
Yes, of course. The only reason that I focus on one word is because I don't want that child to think I have to get through all of this before I get to the next page.
Right.
If I can soften the challenge, lower the challenge level a little by bringing them some awareness to future pages without going to the whole content.
Right.
Then maybe the end goal is clearer. They know that, maybe I can get to the end of the book.
そう、その maybe できそうっていう感じをね、どう与えるかっていうか、先生はね、大したことじゃないようで大したことなのは、教えすぎないっていう。ガイドしすぎない。気づくかなっていう気持ちを持って見守るのも大事ですし、あまりにも気づかなかったら、って って戻るぐらいでね。
そうそう
また
そう
ここも、ほらほら、ここに書いてある、ここにはヒントがあるよ、ここにがあるよって言っちゃうと、それはまた子供が考えなくなっちゃうので、
Right,
子供の頭の中が、
right,
あれとか、
right,
こうかな
right,
っていう。
right. Now,
うん
the use of strategy,
うん
our students' use of strategy when they read, actually never stops. And so, yeah, as you mentioned, as adults too, when we come across a word that we're, I think both in English or Japanese, when we come across words that we don't understand, we
Guess.
guess.
Yeah.
Um,
そうそうそうそうそう。
so we're still applying strategy.
Yes.
We often forget about it though. We don't realize that we're applying strategy. So,
意識してないっていうかね、
そう
無意識でやってるからね。
そうそう
だ
そ
からそのマルタの時はすごく無意識なのに、セカンドランゲージになるとなんかおかしくなっ
う。
ちゃう。
そうなんです。
でも目的はやっぱり何のためなのって思ったら、情報を取るための読みだったら、どういうふうにした情報が取れるのかっていうところでやっとハウツーが出てくるから。
Right.
で、そのなんかネフォニックスをやってからどうのこうのとかってやりすぎると、やっぱちょっと、
Right.
本当の reading ね、が、までいかなかったりするよね。
Right. I forgot to get book 2. It's in the office. Shall I get it?
うん。
So, don't show anything.
Of course, I'm checking.
Checking.
なるほど。なるほど。なんかね、今日はちょっとお話っていうよりも、ちょっとマシューがね、実際にやったレッスンが、面白かったのでね、ちょっと今日は先生にシェアしたいなと思って今用意してます。
I teach with this textbook, Learning World Book 2, in a number of classes, 3 to be precise. And so this involves kids with a little experience reading. But I've also got like fairly new kids in the class with very little experience reading. They know some, they know maybe 3-letter words, that kind of, they're, how should I say, not totally, intermediate beginner, I mean, if you look at so actually in book 2, they do a chapter on 3-letter words. However, a bit earlier on, some of the reading is a little more challenging than 3-letter words. So there is elementary school, middle to upper grades.
Intermediate.
Yeah, most intermediate to go. 3年生、4年生。
そういう意味ね。
そういう意味で。5年生、maybe some beginner 6年生 as well. So, my kids are that age. There's a unit in here, there's a chapter in here that deals with school subjects.
Right.
School subjects. そう、教科ですね。So, in preparation, I took the vocabulary, which was math, English, science, PE, social studies, and Japanese. And so I used this software, a program. It's called Penmanship, also released by Apricot.
ペンマンシップって書いて、これね、アプリコット出版が出してる、ペンマンシップソフトウェアで、絵も、文字を打つと絵が出てくるみたいな、ね。
That's right.
絵が搭載されてるんですよ。
So, if you type in math, M-A-T-H, then this picture comes up. And then you click enter and it brings you to the next line. You type in English, this picture comes up.
なんかね、オリジナルのこういうのが好きなの作れます。
And so it's basically for writing exercise, but I don't use this for writing, not this time. Not this time. I do use Penmanship as a program for writing, but today, I just before opening the textbook, hey, hear me, something's happening here. What's that? これ大丈夫かな? Are we still there? Oh, we're here. Okay. びっくりした. pop-up came up. Hey, so before opening the textbook, I just wanted the kids to focus on the vocabulary. So what I did is I had prepared this and then I cut them all up. So you've got 8 pictures: music, arts and craft, math, English, science, PE, social studies, and Japanese. 8 pictures. Each student has 8 pictures and 8 English words. The English, math, English, science, PE, social studies, Japanese, they've got that. So they've got a pair. There's a picture and the English. 16 little bits of paper all together. And their first challenge is to look at the pictures and match them with the English. Now, 全然導入とかも何もしなかった. Didn't pre-teach it or anything. I just gave them 16 papers and said, well, listen, just try to match them up. And I just wanted to see what they knew. Now, a lot of teachers would be like, oh, no, you can't do that. You have to pre-teach it, or, you know, did you have them listen to anything first? No, nothing. I just wanted to see what they knew, not what they could read, but first of all, see, if you don't know that Kokugo is Japanese, then it's going to be really hard to find the right English for it. But if you do know it, then it might be easier. Or if you don't know what it is, but you can read the word Japanese, then, oh, maybe it's this one. You know what I mean? So it gives kids a lot of options. You understand? Okay.
I know.
So there's surprisingly, most of the kids were fine. They could match it. They maybe there were 1 or 2 kids who had maybe one set that was, or that is 2 pairs that needed the English to go around this way. Math was not much of a problem. English was easy. Surprisingly, they knew the word science. PE was easy. Social studies was tricky, as was arts and crafts. Social studies and arts and crafts were sometimes confused. But other than that, music and Japanese, PE, science, English and math, they were fine with it, even the beginning readers. So they've got on their table in front of them, they've got their 8 sets. Then I gave them a new piece of paper and I had them folded in half. And I said, all right, arrange the pictures. Just put the English to one side. The pictures, there are 8 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put your pictures in the top 8. Your top 8. Your favorite subject goes top, and the subject you don't like goes down the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And so the kids are like, all right, well, I like this. And they spent maybe 2 minutes or 1 or 2 minutes arranging their pictures. And I said, okay, good, here's some glue. And glue it on. So they had their 1, 2, 3, 4, top 8 subject pictures, not the English, the pictures on one side of their paper down there. And then I said, all right, fine, please write your partner's name. Who's my partner? So I paired them up, and they wrote their partner's name at the top of the second empty column. Okay? You know what's going to happen next. With their partner, they do pair work. What's your number 1? What's your number 2? Or, you know, what number is English? What number is Japanese? They had to read the English and then glue their partner's top 8 next to theirs. So the students' top 8 was pictures. Their partner's top 8 was English, which didn't always match, of course, but that wasn't important. It was folded. Top 8, top 8. My top 8, partner's top 8. という最初のチャレンジだったんですよ。はい。Maybe you do.
No.
Everybody okay?
All right.
So the first part of the reading was matching it and then reading each one individually again to ask their partner where it goes in their top 8. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know you're okay, but I'm just wondering, do you think everybody else is okay here?
I think they understand.
Okay. So
it's not. It's also that.
Right. And やはり、if we talk about the what for, and subjects, what I often ask myself, why do we need to learn? When do kids really need to use this? And I thought, well, if they want to talk about what they like, what they don't like, then you might as well arrange it in the top 8. Do it
ま
that
あで
way.
もこれ小学校でもやるからね。大好きじゃん、小学校。夢のスケジュールを作ろうとかさ。
Right,
もう何年も前からやってるんだよ。
right. And yeah, school subjects appear in probably most textbooks at some point, don't they?
使わないけど。
使わないよね。
まあ知っといていいけどさ。
Okay, so I thought, well, if I needed to have some sort of speaking, listening, and reading activity for a purpose.
そうそう。やっぱこう、なんていうのかな。今、reading って言ってるけど、
Right,
でも reading の前に listening to speaking があるのが前提だから、
right,
まあそれをこうやっぱ統合してね、総合的にやっていくっていうのがね、大事ですよね。
right.
うんうん、
Okay, so then,
大丈夫みんな分かって大丈夫かな
so then, I showed them the textbook page. I didn't have them open their textbooks. I used my textbook
Yeah.
and a piece of paper that covered it like this, and slowly revealed the content of the page. And so here you have a boy who's incidentally, his name is Jamie. The students know his name is Jamie because, no, not Jamie, Mark.
Mark.
Because Mark is a character within the textbook and he's always there and pretty much on every page. And so Mark is speaking here and he is asking this question. Everybody, big voice. What do you have today? What do you have today? Hey, be closer. You. そうだね。
まあまあこんな感じで、ね。
こんな感じで。What do you have today? Then reveal a little bit closer, and there's Yumi, and she says, hey, everybody, big voice. I have math, English, science, and PE. Okay. Now, we read this as a class. So, okay, the more experienced kids will carry, if you like, the less experienced kids in this ondoku, in this reading aloud. Okay, great. One more time, everybody, big voice. Go back just to give the new readers some confidence. Right. Hey, what do you have today? I have math, English, science, and PE. Hey, let's move down. Do you like math? Everybody big voice, right? Do you like math? If you don't say it, the kids say it first. Do you like math? And I'm like, oh, big question. Do you like math? Yumi, do you like math? No, I don't. No, I don't.
そうそう。これ、今、毎週ちゃんと言ってるけど、絶対先生が読んじゃダメですから、ね。
No. The kids are...
子供に言わせないとただのリピートになっちゃうからね。
Yeah. And it's not reading them.
そうそうそう。
You can tell by the kids' reaction if they've read it. Because here, you know, do you like math? Oh, big question. Yumi, do you like math? So you will kind of wind it up and then, no, I don't. If they...
Do you?
Right. Do you? Yes, I do.
ってなるね。
そうですね。子供たちの反応によって。And that's the page there. At this point, all right, go and get your textbooks. The kids get their textbooks and we read it again together. What do you have today? I have math, English, science, and PE. Do you like math? No, I don't. Do you? Yes, I do. Do you に関してはちょっとね、説明します。Because I let them know that do you is the same as do you like math, right? If you see do you, it's the same question. Do you like math? Yes. No, I don't. Do you? What? Do you like math? Yes, I do. Hey, and then the vocabulary is down the bottom again in the purple box. So, it's the same. Same. はい。そうしたら I get the kids to get their writing pencil. And we do a reading comprehension
Good.
on this dialogue.
Right. さあ、どうやって作るからね。
そう。
この短い。
そう。で、まあ、I'll show you in a minute. But so the only strategy the kids, especially the beginning readers, were doing in this particular up to now was listen carefully to their friends and follow on.
Right.
Okay?
大丈夫？なんかすごい先生今日静かだね。
Yeah. Are you still awake?
寝てる？
大丈夫かな？
起きてるかな？
Okay, so now the reading, the next activity was on a worksheet. But because of the worksheet size, I had to just transfer it onto iPad, so it's easier for us and for you to see. But again, it's a worksheet with some questions on it. And you cover the questions with each with a paper and slowly reveal one question at a time. You don't just give the worksheet to them because it's like too overwhelming. So,
一個ずつだと集中できるからね。
そうです。そうです。Hey, so, all right. Hey, pull down your paper, please, and it says name. Okay, and so the kids they write their name. Okay, pull down your paper. Let's see what's question 1. So they pull down their paper and they get to question 1. And here it says, hey, everybody, big voice. What's the boy's name? Now this, what's the boy's name? Yes, of course, you remind them that it refers to this. What's the boy's name? Okay. And question 1 is not such a challenging question to read because the word name is...
Yeah, and the boy も簡単だしね。
The word boy is easy to read. What's the boy's name? The word name is just above it. So even early readers will feel a little bit of success with this particular question because they know what the question says and they know the answer straight away. Oh, it's Mark. All right. And so they start to write Mark on the line.
Right.
They're not sure how to spell Mark. They flick through their textbook, find Mark, M-A-R-K, and write it in. Minori Sensei is awake and eagerly listening. Thank you, Minori Sensei. Right. Question 1, what's the boy's name? So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay, even the beginning readers are like, yeah, all right, I'm managing this. そのぐらいのなんとかな。
ボーイとネームで、あの子かな、マークかなってわかるからね。
Right. Then you pull down your paper. Let's go to question 2. Okay. Now, who spoke first? He did, she did. Now here, the beginning readers are starting to sweat a little. You're like, okay. Now, what strategy do you think they'd be using here to overcome this challenge? Now, who spoke first is a rather challenging question if you know to be reading.
Right.
Okay. However, he did, she did. If they flick over to the answer, A and B, A, he did, B, she did. Now, he and she are not so challenging for these readers because they come up quite a bit in the textbook.
そう。大丈夫ですか？これいきなりこの質問したらって思うけど、
Right.
he とか she があることで、
そう。
あのことかを聞いてるのかなって、その first ね。
そう。
じゃあ first, he, she で、最初に来たのは男の子か女の子かを聞いてるに違いないっていう strategy ね。そう。
The options are clear. Notice how he did and she did is not the answer to question 2 is not the same as question 1. Right. Question 1 was just a line. Yeah. Question 2 is not just a line. It's a choice.
Right.
Okay? Now, this will help with the student's success. And this will help with the student's strategy in answering this question.
答えやすいっていうかね。
そ
よく、本当にさ、これ大事だよね。
う。大事、大事。
わかんないんじゃなくて、いや、ちょっと落ち着いて見てごらんって。
そう。
なんかわかるんじゃない？
そう。
he か she か聞いてるよ。
That's right.
first わかるよね。
Right.
どっちが喋ったか聞いてんのかなっていうところまでが、
Right.
まるっと大事なんだよね。
順番はこうなんですよ、ひろみ。What the kids do is number 1, step 1, they sweat. Step 2, they give up reading the question. Step 3, they go over to the answers. And they go, oh, he, she, oh. Now, when they know what the answers are, he and she, did oitoku ne, the choice is between he and she. When they realize that, they go back to the question. When they realize that the word is he and she, when the choices are he or she, then they can read the word who. When they can read the word who, they move to the next word. And in fact, they can read the word spoke because you spoke Japanese. Who spoke? Spoke. This is a word we use all the time. So they use their basic phonics understanding to put the word spoke together. The most challenging word in question 2 is the word first. Who spoke? That they try. And then the experienced readers will probably say first. Right. Who spoke first? And then they'll need to circle. They'll look at the conversation again. Who spoke first? And they'll circle he did because Mark spoke first. Right. Gomen, I'm covering your face here.
No, it's okay.
She's still here. All right. Who spoke first? It's lovely to see the kids go through that process of uncomfortableness and sweatiness and I can't, this is hard. And then and then get their pencil and very carefully circle he and cover their paper and you go,
right.
What did you write? And they're like, A. And you're like, hey, okay, good. Right now. Okay, I did that. That's right. Who spoke first? Hey, shall we move to question 3? Hey, question 3. Does Yumi have science today? Yes, no. Now, does is not an easy word to read. But Yumi have science today? Today? Okay, Yumi have science today. None of these words are new. And there's a question. And the answer is yes or no. Yumi, have science today?
Yumi, science today.
そう。
日本人的な英語っぽく見れば意味はわかるよね。
So, and so, 意外と easy to answer. And the kids circle, yes. Okay, they will check here and we go, yes.
Right.
Hey, next one, question 4. Does Mark have science today? Option A, yes. B, no. C, we don't know. Now, C, we don't know. 非常に読みにくい。Okay? だけど、strategy を使えば、
Yes じゃないし、
Yes じゃない、No じゃないから、
多分し。
そう。And so to see the kids go through that process of like, and it's they struggle with themselves. They want to know. They want to know the end. They want to know what they're circling.
Right.
But unfortunately, you're not giving them the choice. They have to take the risk.
Right.
でしょ？それが面白い。And then there's those kids, and that's これは this really splits the class. There are those kids who are not prepared to take the risk, and their sweat gets, and they're really uncomfortable. And there are those kids who are like, see, come on. いいことでしょ。
後でコメントするわ。
はい、いいかな？はい。They can't read, we don't know. The word no is not actually a word that the kids see very much. Okay. Hey. Next question. Question 5. Does Yumi like science? And here, the kids who were sweating profusely are like, oh, okay, I can answer this one. Yumi like science? Question mark, yes, no, yes. あ、違う、no か。
サイエンス聞いてないよ。
あ、ごめん。ちょっと待って。
サイエンス聞いてないよ。マスじゃないよ。
あ、math だった。ごめん、I typed it in wrong. I typed it in wrong. Okay, this is important. This should be math. Does Yumi like math? Sorry, when I prepared this this slide, I made a mistake. The actual worksheet that I used had the word math in it. So, does Yumi like math? Yumi like math? Yes. Yes. Okay. Again, a spelling mistake. The one was a word mistake. Sorry. Does Mark like math? Yes, no, we don't know. Now I threw in the answer is yes, obviously. Ah, ごめん. Yumi doesn't like math. だから no だった. ごめんなさい. ごめん. Let's go back. Does Yumi like math? No. No. She says no, I don't. No. Okay. Does Mark like math? Now here, a yes, no, and option C も置いてある. But the kids, I thought I'd like to just confuse them a bit. But most of the kids wrote, yes, Mark likes math. They weren't about to let them get themselves be distracted by C. So that was okay. Now, the next question, question 7, I threw in especially to start confusing the more experienced speakers, more experienced readers. Because up to now, the experienced readers in the class are like, oh, what's the boy's name? Yeah, it's Mark.
Easy.
Who spoke first? He did. Yeah, does Yumi have science today? Yes. Does Mark have science today? Yes. No, we don't. Oh, we don't know. Does Yumi like math? No. Does Mark like math? Yes. So the experienced readers are feeling rather good. And they've been kept waiting a bit by the non-experienced speakers.
Sweatもないしね。
Sweatもないし. So question 7. And at this point, the non-experienced readers are really happy to see the experienced readers start to sweat. They're like, good, it's not just me, right? And right?
そうね。
So
フェアにね。
fair. And question 7. Mark and Yumi are talking. Kids can read that. A, in the morning. B, in the afternoon. C, in the evening. And so even the experienced readers are suddenly like, like this.
Right.
And they need a little bit of time to answer this one.
面白いね。でもこれ。
だって書いてないもん。
でも結構、これだっていう子いない？考える？すごい。
The very experienced readers took obviously the least amount of time. But again, many kids don't have the strategy to read between the lines. It doesn't say what time it is.
Right. でもこのさ、会話をさ、こう思い返して総合的に考えるとさ、面白くないですか？書いてないんだけど、この会話はいつどこで行われてるんだろうみたいなこと考え出すじゃない？
So, let's have a look at it again. So this is the kids. The kids have this information in front of them.
Right.
They've just read it. We've read it a few times.
まず、what do you でしょ？
Right. What do you have today? Right. I have math, English, science, and PE. Do you like math? No, I don't. Do you? Yes, I do.
だからこれが weekdays か weekend だってもう大体わかるじゃない。ね、これね、today でね。ということは、みたいな。
そう。
ということは、そう。
So kids have this information, and Mark and Yumi are talking A, in the morning, B, in the afternoon, C, in the evening. I was really surprised how even the experienced kids were split in their answer. You had some in the morning, some in the afternoon, and some kids in the evening.
あ、そう。
Yeah.
へえ。
The word evening itself was quite new.
Right.
So I think even the experienced kids, the experienced readers were choosing C option as because they didn't know.
うん。
You know what I mean?
そうね。その、did と do の違いがまだ
まだ
わからない。
そう。So it was split. It was split.
Interesting.
Very
Yeah.
interesting, sure.
Yeah.
Hey, question 8. Question 8. How many subjects are in the purple box? Now, the purple box is down the bottom. And the kids, we always refer to the vocabulary box down the bottom as the purple box. Let's look at the purple box. So they always know the purple box is at the bottom and it's got all...
ワーズ欄ですね。
Yeah, the purple box. It's always purple on every page. The question is, how many subjects are in the purple box? Now, the word subjects, the kids are not experienced with this word.
でも、
Purple box.
って言われてるから、このことかな。
そう
How many で purple box で多分 probably
そう
subject means these ones.
そう
ね。
そうそうそうそうそう。Now, let's start with the non-experienced speakers. The less experienced readers, I keep saying speakers. The less experienced readers, they get to the word box and they can read it. And then they, box, purple box. Okay, in the purple box. Okay. Then when they can read in the purple box, they start to go back to the first word, and they put how many. So they can't read the word subjects, but they can say how many somethings are in the purple box, and there are some numbers. The fact that there are some numbers, A, B, C, D, numbers, helps them read the words how many. Okay, now. You'd be surprised how many of the experienced... Hang on. So okay. Yep. Most of them circled 8. It took them a while. Because, how many are in the purple box? なかなか出てこない質問だよね。もうね、in a reading comprehension. Hey? But okay, most of them got 8. Okay, it took them a while, but all right, 8. Hey, question 9. The kids read it together. How many subjects in the purple box do you like? How many subjects in the purple box do you like? Now, of course, there are no numbers here. Okay, there's a line. You'd be surprised at how many of the experienced readers, you know what they wrote? PE.
How many?
So, how many the kids thought I'm being, because they see the word like. They go, like, well, I like PE. Right? PE.
How many are there?
So, and then later when you check it, they're like, ちゃんと読んでない。ちゃんと読んでない。そう。面白いでしょ。はい。How many subjects in the purple box do you like? Now, the kids here are all really, they kind of look around and try not to cheat, or they don't want to see you. They don't want you to see them cheating or looking at other people's papers, right? So they're like, yeah, and again, this question, how many do you like?
あんまり聞かないけどね。
あんまり聞けないでしょ。
でもまあ、reading だからね。
そう。はい。How many subjects in the purple box do you like? Some kids wrote numbers, some kids wrote PE. There, question 10. which subject do you like the most? Again, subject is not new now. Like is okay. Which subject do you like the most? Most of the kids could guess. Even if they couldn't read the most or understand its meaning, they knew the word like. So they tended to write the subject that they liked the most. They'll choose one and write it, whether it be PE or music or arts and craft or whatever. So they were able to answer the question. Ichio. Those kids who were too scared to answer it because they didn't understand it, they need work with strategy. Hopefully, this kind of reading comprehension can help them gain that strategy.
そうそう。今度問題がいいんだよね。これがいいんじゃなくてね。
そう。こ
れのリーディングだけど。
そう。で、実は、the reading comprehension worksheet is a lot more difficult than this.
そう。
But this doesn't really provide strategy.
そうなのよね。そうなの。
This doesn't provide strategy development. But a reading comprehension, when you word the questions carefully and you give answers either as a line or A, B, or A, B, and C, it can help develop their strategy. There was one more question. The last question was question 11. And the reason it was 11 was because I accidentally had 2 question 7s and I didn't realize it. And the worksheet went question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11になっちゃった。はい。So the last question was, which subject do you like the least? Now, 面白いのは, I thought, the kids will never be able to read the word least. But if they can answer the word most, hopefully they can guess the meaning of least and maybe write their least favorite subject. You know what the kids read? They said, oh, okay, this is the same as question 10. Hey, which subject do you like the last? So, nice. They, まあいいじゃない。運がいいよね。ラッキー。
そう。
Right.
そうなんだよね。これ、もう終わりかなこれで。
終わりです。
OK。
はい。
これをね、今日ね、すごい、なんか言い方嫌だけど、有料級な感じしませんこうやってね。何が言いたいかっていうと、マシューがね、すごいなって思ってる先生いるかもしれないんですけど、マシューがすごいんじゃないんですよ。マシューがすごいんだけど、はい、何が言いたいのまあいいや。めんどくさいね。何が言いたいかっていうと、どうしたら子供がわかるかな、ここをちょっと上げたら分かってくれるかなって、この視点だけなんですよ。
Right.
でね、簡単すぎず、チャレンジなんだけど、どっかに出てたとか、
Right.
なんか見たことあるとか、
Right.
そういえばあそこに書いてあったとか、
Right.
そういうのね、総合的に入れるんですよ。
Right.
でね、もう一つは、これね、一個ずつやるのに意味があるんですよ。
That's right.
何度も言いますけど。
そう、
順番も。まず、子供たちの心理的バリアが高くないやつから。
Right.
答えやすいものからどんどんこう、チャレンジングしていく。これもすごく大事。いきなりチャレンジングだったらもう最初から凹んじゃうから。
Right. あと、一個ずつ。
そのね、一個ずつがめちゃくちゃ大事で、よくね、テスト問題とかでもそうなんですけど、こう、バッと出してね、わかるのから答えなさいってやつあるじゃん。点取るためにとか、スピードアップするためにって。まあ、それはそうなんだけど、ここで大事なのは、一個ずつ、よし。一個ずつ、よし。どうかなって言ったら、これ、おーよしっていうね。このプロセスが大事なの。
Yeah.
たまーにいるのよ。こうめんどくさいからね。わーって書いちゃって。もう書いちゃったらさ、さっきみたいにこうやってさ、 隠しゃいいだけのことだから、こうやってね、隠しゃいいだけのことだから、
Yeah.
絶対ね、バンと出さない。でね、バンと出した方が子供たちにはそのチャレンジだからいいって言うんだけど、何にチャレンジしてるのかっていうことに、
Exactly.
何をチャレンジさせてんの？なんでチャレンジさせてんの？それこそまた what for になるんですよ。
Exactly.
で、ここがね、reading だけじゃなくて全てにおいてなんだけど、
If you're interested in the result only, then yes, bang, dusty.
そう、
Right?
好きなものからやって。
Right. But if you're interested in the process,
Right.
and if you feel that there's value in the process
Right.
for the kids' development of their 4Cs or 6Cs or whatever,
答え合わせはどのようにするのかも気になります。一斉に答え合わせするのか、どこまで解説するのか。解説はしないんじゃないかな、もし。Explain. まあ、いいよ。言って。
no, I don't. Because I don't like teaching. Right? I would rather not teach. I would rather either put the kids in a situation or give the kids a challenge or a task and let the process of them going through the task or that challenge be the teacher.
一斉に答え合わせするのかっていうのは、南先生、これ全部終わってから見るかってことを聞いてるのかな。
One more time, please.
これ全部子供が間違ってるのも勘違いも含めて全部終わってからチェックするのか聞いてるのかな。
Is that right? Okay, is that the question?
のかな、そういうことかな。一斉に答え合わせするって書いてあるんです
よね。I let the first one go. I didn't check the answers because they were all right anyway. Right? I didn't need to go, well, let's check. All right, everyone's got mark. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
This is a big deal.
Right. Who spoke first? He did, she did. Hey, sorry. Who spoke first? He did, she did. When the kids started going the wrong way, okay, when the kids started going the wrong way, assuming everybody circled he did, then I didn't check it, move on. But when the kids were being split, their answers were some were doing A, some were circling B. In order to focus their attention on the strategy that made A the right answer and not B, then let's check our answers. So, and that way, if you circled B instead of A, then you'll be starting to think, well, why is it A? And then you read the question more carefully and realize, that's why. Not because of the English, but that if I had used that strategy, I would have got it. To bring their focus not on the right answer, but on how these people, your friends, got that answer.
まあ、あとはよくマッシュが言うか、なんかみんな答え違うんだねって言うと、えって思うよね。
Right. When it comes to checking the answers, say you've got 8 kids in the class. All right, let's check. What did you write? What was your answer, A or B? What was your 1個ずつ1人ずつごめんなさい。1人ずつ聞くんですね。A. What's your answer? A. And you can see the kids with B, they're starting to sweat. Oh, everyone's got A. I'm the only one with B. Right? And then the next kid's got B. It's like, chance. So I emphasize the fact that the kids are split and make it fun. Like it's okay. Wow, we've got A's, 3 B's.
でそうすると、先生が言う前に、A なの？B なの？ってなると、どうして自分が A だったら何なのか B なのっていうふうに思うと見えてくるんです。
That's right. And some kids want to change their answers. They go, can I change my answer? Can I change my answer? Yeah.
であとは多分解説っていうのは例えば一番下のあれかな most とか least のところかな
Right. Here there's no right or wrong answer.
その least と last を間違えたときに
Right. At the very end, I wrote the word last on the board. I said, how many letters? 4. All right.
Least.
What about this one? How many letters? 5. Oh, not the same. Right.
みたいなね。
そう。
反対だよ。
反対だよという。そこで一応。
多分そういう質問だったのかな。
Is that
と思ったけど、答えになったかしら。みなみ先生、大丈夫
Okay. Yeah. But as a rule of thumb, yeah. No worries, Minori Sensei. Thank you. Yeah, as a rule of thumb, pre-teach no.
そう。私、プリティーチ大嫌い。大嫌いね。なんかさ、プリティーチするとさ、ちゃんとやらなきゃいけない感出るじゃない。なんかね、チャレンジして頭ぐるぐる回しての方が絶対いいよね。
If there is any teaching, it's done at the end. To
そう、なんかね、プリタスクとか嫌い。
Yeah.
なんかね、プリティーチはいらないね。まずやってみてからだよね。
Yeah.
まずやってからでいい。
Yes, because as a teacher, I don't really know what to teach until they've done it. Then I know where the problems are.
だって子供たち知ってることを教える必要ないからね。
そう。
これ基本だよね。子供たちが知って分かっていることを教える必要がない。
So, yeah, and again, lots of options
Right.
are available when you throw the kids into the task. They can help each other. They can.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see how kids overcome their own problems. How they overcome their own problems. So, this was an activity that I've been doing in my classes this week, and I just thought it was rather, the kids' reactions to this is very interesting. And that whole roller coaster ride of like, I've got this one. This one's all right. This one's okay. I'm on top of it. Next one.
So,ね.
And then, I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. Yeah.
そうそうそう、かわいいね。
かわいいかわいい。
もうね、なんだろうな。だから本当に子供たちにどういう力をつけさせたいかっていうことを考えたいよね。なんかただそのテキストをさ、やって、テキストを丸暗記してっていうふうになると、要はいつも言ってるようにこう、ただ知識を教えてるだけになるじゃないですか。で、知識を教えるのに、もう先生はいらないって言い方したらちょっとtoo muchかもしれないけど、そのプロセスはね、一人じゃできないからね。教室の中でやれること。教科書を読んだりするのは家でできること。単語を覚えてきたりすることはできること。逆に単語の意味も実は家でもできるかもしれない。やり方によってはね。だから教室の中での先生の役割っていうのは何なんだろうっていうふうに考えたときに、子供たちのこのストラテジーとかさ、頭の中を動かしてどうなるかっていうのは決して数値化できないけれども、だからこそこれを教室の中でやるべき。
Right.
だからね、なんかこう、テキストが難しいとか簡単とか文字が多いとか少ないとか、私あんま関係ないと思ってて。
Right.
で、これだとね、簡単すぎって言う人いると思うのよ。
Right.
でね、だからこそいいのよ。
Right.
ね。
That's exactly right.
ここが簡単だからこそこういう問題が作れるし。
You can easily raise the challenge level of material. It's difficult to lower the challenge level. But it's easy. Something, at the supermarket, okay? I often use that book for junior high kids.
あ、そうなの
as a reading comprehension. So,
reading comprehension 出た。でも使えるよね。簡単だからこういう問題ができるし、しかもその答えがないような質問してどうなんだろうとかね。いっぱいできるよね。
In other words,
このお母さんの顔見てとかさ。
Yeah. You could ask anything.
本当だよね。
And why would the mother buy these things in this order? とかさ。
どうでもいいよね。
どうでもいいけど。Right, for example,
そう。
What is she going to make for dinner tonight? とかさ。It could be anything, but you know what I mean?
Right.
How old are your students? Well, for this one, they, like I said, they were 3年生、4年生、some 5年生。 Right. With a whole, you know, my classes, they're
Right.
like mixed bag.
Right, right.
Totally mixed bag. But I like the fact that they are.
Right. まあ、でももちろんね、これね、例えば、ちゃんとこう、指押さえ読みがちゃんとできてるとかね。
Yeah.
そういうこと踏んでないとダメですよ。
Yeah.
いきなりもう、はい、読んでとかってドキッとするけど、
No.
なんとなくこれワットだなとかいうの分かるようにやってるのが、まあ、前提でやる。
Yeah. Yes.
そう。でね、私よくほら、難しいさ、いわゆるこう、要所っぽい文章が長いテキストをやるのがかっこいいみたいなのいるじゃない、でもさ、それいるって思うよね。なんかそれってテキストじゃなくって、本当の本で読めばいいのになって思うんだけど、なんか簡単な英語を、まずスピーキングに関しては難しく話す必要はないし、簡単に要は何が言いたいか伝えられることが大事で、あと、reading はやっぱ情報を取るためだから、
Yes.
ちゃんと 5W1H の関係がちゃんと分かって、
Yeah.
しかも、後々、he とか she とか主語が分かって、数を聞いてるのか、物を聞いてるのか、いわゆる行動を聞いてるのかが分かって、で、後々ちゃんとこのテンスが分かってっていう風になっていけば、できるようになるじゃない、
Yeah.
その時に、自分がこれがやっぱできたっていうこのちっちゃな成功感を一個ずつ、で、成功感を与えるためには、っていうのがないと。
そうなんです。
最初簡単でもいいんだけど、ってなるようなのがないと、ちょっと頑張ればできるみたいね。
Yeah.
そう。
Yeah.
Not to is not too difficult, but there are always answers or clues.
That's right. The clues are there.
そう。
The clues are never far away. I don't rely on memorization.
No.
You know, look carefully. Think carefully.
Yeah.
Then, before we go, because we're running out of time,
Right.
Do you remember the question? Mark and Yumi are talking A in the morning, B in the afternoon, C in the evening. Now, when we did check that one, I did say, if the answer was C in the evening, something has to change here. And the experienced readers immediately said, do should be did. What did you have today? They know then that, well, if it's in the evening, then the day's finished. So not what do you, this has to be what did you. And that one comment by the experienced, the most experienced reader in the room really helped not the beginning, not the least experienced, but the guys in the middle who, when they heard that, what do you, what did you? It's only one word.
でもこれもね、
文法になりますけれども。
そう。なんかさっきさ、ほら、experienced reader って出したけど、experienced reader だけじゃなくて、ノンターゲティングしやってる子は気づくよね。
Yes, that's
What
right.
did you say? とかさ。
What did you say? And,
What do you say? What did you say? はよくわかってるからね。なんか、ちょっと違うっていうのは気づくよね。
Yes. The whole feeling of what do you? There's a feeling behind it. That's right. There's a feeling of not finished. But what did you? Did you? There's a feeling. The kids get the feeling of, well, it's finished. Finished action.
Right.
So it kind of brings their kids' attention to a grammar formula, a grammar rule that you never taught.
Right.
You never taught specifically, but you just brought kids to the bamen. So, and have them. That's right. I never had to say, you have to change this to do what you did. I just asked, if the answer is C, what has to change here?
そうね、機能的に
そう。
延期的だけ機能的に。帰る方の意見がね、いつも言ってる。はい。
ということで、sometimes
じゃあこれ結局どうなった？朝になった？昼になった？答え。
朝でしょ？
そうだね。
朝でしょ？ Yeah. The kids got that once we checked the answers.
Right.
But then I didn't want to disregard the kids who circled C. Because some kids made the choice C. And you could say, well, that's wrong. It has to be morning. Hey, next.
ではないね。
ではない。要するに、well, if the answer's C,
そうそうそう。
what has to change
そ
here?
うそうそう。
That was in recognition of those
Right,
kids who had
right,
circled
right.
C.
そうなのよ。これ、たまたまなんだけど、昨日もちょっと、知り合いと話してたんだけど、この間違いとかミステイクとか、いわゆる失敗があった時に、失敗したって思うんじゃなくて、どうしたらよかったんだろうっていうことを分析したり考えることが大事。失敗したら失敗したで終わっちゃったってなって、そうよく、もうどうでもいいじゃなくて、どうしたらよかったのかな。どうしたらこれが正解になるかな。で間違いを間違いで失敗したり切り離すんじゃなくて、それをどうしたらこれが丸になるかなって考える。そうそう。C、答えは C じゃないんだけど、C を正解にするために、
どうしたらよかったのか。
そう。っていうふうに考える。
そう。
それ大事ですね。なんか今日セミナーみたいになったね。
ちょっとね。
まあいいね。
でもね、
たまにはね。
like I said, I love this kind of stuff.
Right.
I love the kids' development through their reading.
Right.
And the success, it's similar. The success they feel with speaking and the success that they feel with reading is obviously the feeling is similar, but the process is a little bit different.
Right.
They have to use their eyes quite a lot. There's not a lot of, the thing with reading as opposed to looking here. When you look here with your speaking and listening, the bumming is very clear.
Yes.
Here, you've got to use your understanding of written script, of writing, in order to see the bumming.
Right.
So it's a trickier process, and kids kind of are nervous about it. But when they can do it, or you allow them, you've designed it in such a way that helps them land on the cushion of success, if you like. They feel really good about themselves. And that then motivates them to, well, I'm going to try the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So, 面白いよね。
そうそう。
大好き。
やっぱりね、教科書とかテキストは教材に、材料でしか過ぎないからね。先生がどう料理するか。で料理するにはやっぱ相手のことを考えてね、作るという。
Right. 1 hour and 32. We should get going here. Please remember next week is our last for the year, possibly.
そうだね。そうだね。
So, because the following week we will be moving.
テキストも絵本も同じなんですね。そうですよね。
そうですね。
ゆり先生が絵本やりますね。
専科。
3.
専科3.専科 is the専科 program is open to all teachers, any teachers.
専科は別に養成講座を受けてない方も全然ウェルカムに受けていただけるセミナーなので。
Right, and we've been getting a lot of really positive feedback from those teachers who have participated in those sessions. So it's not too late to apply. So if you want to apply, please do. If you know of somebody else, or you can recommend our program to somebody else, a friend, have them apply.
そうですね。あとせっかくクリスマスのやつも今日のね、
the Christmas special is still on.
私この言葉がすごい嬉しかったっていうか面白かったね。
Fromもう一回。This teacher attended the basic elements. 専科
1ね。専科1。全地球の英語講師の方が知っておくべきだと思います。ベーシックなのにこれが抜けている場合がいかに多いことか。
Yes, thank you so much for that comment.
全地球って。
全地球すごいね。
すごい褒め言葉ですね。
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a lovely thing to read. Thank you so much.
ぜひ他の方ももし見てくださった方は、LINE でいいのでアウトプットしてもらえて非常に嬉しいです。どういう気づきがあったかとかね。
If there's anybody here who knows all of the teachers in the whole world, please contact all of them.
怪しい。
Well, based on this teacher's recommendation. Okay? If anyone has that many contacts, that'd be great. There's still time.
ちょっとおかしくなっちゃった。
はい。
まあまあまあ。
あと、5期、
はい。そうね。
is happening very, very soon.
5期は、12月の中旬以降ぐらいにから、募集を始めまして、
Yeah,
1月の頭ぐらいには締め切ろうかなと思っています。
and we do, I mean, when it comes to reading, we do a whole session
うんうん、
on reading and writing activities
あ、
for
こういうのも
kids.
ね、全部
そう
養成講座でやりますからね。
そう。
で、
も
ちろんね、
うん
やりますね。なので、もしその5期、に興味がある方は、ぜひ LINE、LINE 公式アカウントをちょっとチェックしてください。で、インスタとかにもね、ポンとあげたりするし、もし、受けて、この講座いいよって言ってくださる方がいたら、ぜひ紹介していただけたら嬉しいです。5期もね、また楽しくなるんじゃないかな。
Yes.
新しい風の時代一発目になりますからね。
はい。Look, let's make it clear. We have been thinking the way we think and doing what we have been doing for a long time. And it's always been like this. Yeah. This idea, this is. But since Zeroki, we realized, we need to build a team in order to really make a difference in this country for the benefit of everybody's tomorrow. So we can't do it alone. We need a team. So if you know of anybody who might be interested to join us as a team member.
少しでもね、共感してくれる先生がいたら、ぜひ一緒に、ね、もっとこう、お互いに成長して、子供たちのためにね。
That's right.
そう。
Yeah. And be fantastic. And in the process, a lot of windows and will open for you as a teacher, as an individual. And めっちゃ楽しいよね。とにかく楽しい。
もう今4期すごい楽しいね。
We're so happy working with the teachers we're working with now and have in
もう
previous.
ね、私は本当に先生と話したり、先生を見るのが大好きだね。
そう。先生たちの growth and development is fantastic. 楽しい。Yes. It's a success that we can all share. You know what I mean? And that's really, it's almost representative of the next generation anyway. More, sharing and feeling good about other people's success, そうなんですよ。
いやでもほら、私なんかさ、こう、ただやん言ってるだけでさ、全然大したことなくて、実際にこう、子供たちに接している先生方が、いわゆる現場プレイヤーなわけなんじゃない。なんか本当尊敬する。
尊敬。
本当に尊敬。あなたもそうです、すごい。
いや、もう。違う、like you said, it's not, any one of us is great. All of us are the product of everybody else. All of us are the product of the, remarkable inspiration that we've all been getting from each other. So my inspiration happens to be the kids and Hiromi and other teachers that I've had conversations with at workshops or whatever. And it's kind of really my turn to like share what I have been blessed with, and given. ということで、shall we go to bed?
そうですね。
Another big day tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.
次は、今日10日でしょ、次
17です。
なんかあっという間にクリスマスになっちゃうっていうね。
17です、next week.
まあ、次が最後かな。もしかしたらちょっとゲリラ的にやっぱりやろうかな、なんて言ってやるかもしれないけど。
Which day?
わかんない。24はやらないと思うけど。
まあ、maybe not Thursday, because the following one is New Year's Eve, which will be...
木曜日じゃないときに突然やってもいいかな。
そうかもね。Maybe in that week, the last week.
そう、12月の最後の週に。もしかしたらやるかもしれない。なんかほら、とってもね。
楽しい。
そう。あ、子供たちのためって胸張っているから頑張ります。そう。笠先生いいね。そう。なんかでも来週終わっちゃうの寂しいね。
How do you know that's Kazuya sensei?
言ったじゃん。
That might be あつこ先生。
Kazuya先生でしょ？
本当？could be あつこ。
Kazuya先生だ。
本当。
まあいいや。そうですね。
All right. Thank you, everybody.
はい
Good night. And we'll
ぜひ
be in touch again.
はい。ぜひ、
And we
絵本セミナー
look forward
も、クリ
Yes.
スマス企画もせっかくなので、
Yeah.
ぜひご参加ください。
Have a good day tomorrow.
はい。
And we'll see you again next week.
おやすみなさい。今日はセミナーみたいでよかったね。たまにはいいね。
Well, occasionally we need to produce content.
いつもただのおしゃべりだからね。
Yeah, I know.
いつもおしゃべりだから。
そうそうそう。
でもさ、思うよね。なんか、これを勉強するんじゃないんだよね。
No.
材料だからね。
そう
うん、それに気づく先生がいて、どんどんいろんな楽しいことができたらいいね。
うん
ただテキストだけやるんじゃなくてね。
Thank you. Good night.
はい、good night。ほら、
Good night.
かずやです。
あかずやです
ほらおやすみなさい。
Good
ありがとうございます
night. Good night.